Hello, Dr. Ashish. Welcome to SCube TV.
Thanks a lot for that warm welcome, Rajni.
That I would like to ask is if you can please let our audiences know about the importance of having a life coach and what exactly is the job of life coach. If you can please talk about that.
Life coach is very important to you or to all of us because we all are imperfect people. That's what the whole world tells us. I believe that the best way to explore the whole world is through reading. And if you do the reading, there is a book or a poem called as Desiderata, and you will find it that says few words are very, very crystal clear. Don't compare because there is always a better person or the person who is as lesser than you. And that's what we keep doing it in everyday's life. We are performing every moment, be it class, be it a workplace, be it school, be it anywhere. And whenever we are performing, we are giving marks to each other. Whenever we are giving marks to us or others, we are judging. And that gives us a kind of depression. So there are kind of reasons we all go into depression, we all go into stress. And at that time, we require somebody, something, a superpower or somebody who we can fall back on, a shoulder to lean on. And that's where we get the purpose of the life. So life coach is very important. It differs in definition from person to person. And I would like to leave that to that individual only to decide what his definition of life coach is.
Okay. So now, Dr. Ashish, I actually would like to know from you that, like you mentioned, that everybody needs a life coach in their person's life because, like you mentioned, that everyone is imperfect and imperfection is actually the perfection. If we look at it. So I actually would like to know from you that, when we talk about, going to a professional life coach, so how can we select a perfect life coach for us who is a profession, or who is a professional in that particular field? Because if you look at life coach, a mother can be a life coach, a father can be a life coach, our siblings can be a life coach. But if we go to seek professional help, so how can we know who is the right master for us?
I think this is the exploration we need to do it ourselves. Say right now, different words which we have it. There are few people who are providing the vent buddies also. When you are in stress, talk to them, and they are the vent buddies who are not supposed to give you advice. They're supposed to only listen. And then we have a psychologist, we have psychiatrist, and then life coach. So what I would want all to understand it is this exploration we have to do it ourselves, like the way we do it for our life partner. So because what happens is what suits you and me may not suit the other person who is actually in need for it. Yeah. So there is huge, kind of vacancy of that. There are a lot of possibilities. And that's why a lot of so-called, gurus or, the babas are taking over because they become the life coach. I believe we end up fighting that person as a life coach who resounds our desires, which we want to do it, but we could never do it. So finding a life coach is in a way a very tough job, but in a way it's a very, very easy job. You need to have a superpower to fall back on. And whosoever resounds the same, the principles of superpower, you find him or her to be the life coach. And that's how the journey begins. So the only I would want to tell here with everybody is don't have your image of your own life coach and try to fit somebody into it, because whosoever it is will fail you sometime or the other. So finally, the life coach, the best life coach is the one who you have a full faith on, and that has to be a superpower, somebody who we call it as a god. So that definition life coach or who you want to fall back on is a very, very tough call. And this is important because once that person fails you, that time you will shatter badly. I think we've seen in Bollywood, Tollywood, that this person was following that person's example. And suddenly, when you get to see the true face of that individual, you kind of feel devastated. So I usually tell everybody, have the divine faith in the divine power who gave you the birth, creator. And that's what is the best answer.
Who actually brought you into this world.
Absolutely. So search for the truth. Buddha went for it. And that's what you me also require it. So in everybody's life, there is very important to have a quiet time. You know, in
Yeah.
the world, we get up at 2 a.m. in the night. Also, the first thing we pick it up is check the cell phone if what the
Yeah.
messages are there, which is very, very wrong. So in this life, which is becoming chaotic day by day, I would want to invite people to have their own quiet time. Patanjali or a lot of other sages also have told this, that all the miseries of the world will come to an end if we just learn to sit quiet in a room for
Yeah.
just 5 minutes, where we don't think about anything else, and you will end up being the best life coach you will ever have.
Okay, okay. I mean, that's a great thing that you have mentioned, but the question that lies to your, to your explanation is, how do we, I mean, we obviously can get some time for ourselves and we obviously can sit alone, but how do we switch all those thoughts and all those, chaos that is going in our mind? How do we switch it off? And how do we be alone, if you know what I mean?
Say loneliness can be a blessing and can be a curse.
Yeah,
Say, you
true.
have to understand that a lot of people commit suicide because they find themselves too lonely. You can be absolutely lonely in a bar or a pub where there are 1,000 people around you. So loneliness and quiet is two different things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I would want to tell you is, the idea is all about being contented. Are you happy with your surroundings or no?
Mm-hmm.
And following the goals which you believe you have always been passionate about. I would give you an example. I have two boys, and they see me working as a doctor, and then there are a lot of issues during COVID time, and my doctor. So whenever we talk to our children or anybody else, are our children going to become a doctor? The answer is no. They themselves says no. But if I get the chance to have a rebirth, I'll again do an MBBS from Christian Medical College, Vellore. I'll again do MD from CMC Ludhiana, and I'll again come back and practice in the city of Nizams, just like the same way, where I do the job of a doctor, a social reformer, a political analyst. So it's about purpose of life once you find it. And whosoever resonates the same thing in your life, you will believe he is the life coach which I am looking forward to, and that helps out a lot.